Saw dudes, I was going through my character rotation for a build video and wanted to experiment a bit with Void Hunters. There are always a couple of builds floating around regarding Gyrfalcon's Halberd, Orpheus Rigs, or some other exotic, but I felt like I could put my own spin on things. I'm a big sucker for damage resist, and so I got to work and found a way to make the already untouchable Night Stalkers even more difficult to put down. For today's build, we will be leveraging the mini monster, the Manicore. Basically, firing the weapon on the ground fills up the anti-grav repulsor bar, and firing mid-air suspends you and increases the damage of the weapon. The catalyst grants 50% damage reduction for 5 seconds after scoring an airborne kill. Combining this with Devour and Volatile rounds, we're going to be an unstoppable force. Let's get started. You have 3 choices for supers: Deadfall, Moebius Quiver, and Spectral Blades. Shadowshot Deadfall drops a single void anchor that suppresses targets and lasts a long time, perfect for debuffing multiple mini-bosses. Shadowshot Moebius Quiver is a DPS version, with each activation sending 3 arrows downrange, which can be useful for boss DPS. Spectral Blades is meh. You can use any super that you want, but I went with Deadfall since it has the shortest cooldown, but can be used in any situation. For the dodge, you'll want to use Gambler's Dodge for the instantaneous melee regeneration on cast. You will only have one choice for the melee, that being Snare Bomb, which weakens enemies on hit. The grenade I chose to use was Suppressor Grenade, which prevents combatants from firing and stuns overload champions. For the aspects, I ran Stylish Executioner and Vanishing Step. Stylish Executioner grants invisibility and True Sight after killing an enemy that was suppressed, weakened, or volatile. Vanishing Step simply makes us invisible on dodge and serves as a panic button. For the fragments, I chose to use Echo of Reprisal, Persistence, Domineering, and Starvation. Reprisal grants bonus super energy on kills when surrounded. Persistence extends the duration of overshields, invisibility, and devour. Domineering grants bonus mobility and reloads our equipped weapon after suppressing a target, and spawns a void breach upon killing a suppressed target. Finally, Echo of Starvation grants devour on orb or void breach pickup. Since the boring stuff is out of the way, let's talk armor. Starting with the helmet, I used Harmonic Siphon, Dynamo, and Special Ammo Finder. Dynamo can be switched for another Siphon or Heavy Ammo Finder. With the Drip Grips, I slotted Bolstering Detonation, Grenade Kickstart, and Focusing Strike. On Gyrfalcons, I ran Harmonic Resistance, Kinetic Reserves, and a Variable Resistance mod. Be sure to change the resistance mod for each activity you go in. For the legs, I ran Innervation, Kinetic Scavenger, and Insulation. And to end it with the cloak, had Bomber, Reaper, and Distribution. I always say this, but shoot for 100 Resilience. Since you're a hunter, I would recommend prioritizing mobility after that, then discipline. Even though the seasonal artifact this time around has a heavy emphasis on our arc, we still get some unique mods. To bring the build to the next level, use Under the Breach, Protective Breach, Supernova, and Squad Goals. This build is not designed around these mods and will work in any season, so feel free to experiment without them. As for the weapons that I used, I chose to run the Supremacy Sniper Rifle in the kinetic slot, the Manticore in the energy slot, and the Regnant Grenade Launcher in the heavy slot. To be honest, this build will work with any primary void weapon, so I will cover my choices for the kinetic and heavy slot. The Supremacy works well as a long-range damage tool, which is important to me since I like to cover all ranges. Another option that is viable is Riptide, or in my case, Deliverance, both of which are stasis fusion rifles that roll with Chill Clip. Both can freeze enemies and make it easier to stun overload champions, and give us the ability to stun unstoppable champions. Regnant is a solid AoE option and pairs well with volatile rounds granted by Gyrfalcons. Another great option is Commemoration from Deepstone Crypts, a craftable void machine gun that can roll through adds and majors alike. Since you likely know how a Gyrfalcon's build works, I'll explain the loop briefly. Going into an engagement, you want to dodge to go invisible and emerge by using the Manticore, applying volatile rounds. This will set off the cycle of invisibility from Stylish Execution, and from here on, you can throw your grenade to suppress enemies and auto-reload your equipped weapon, or throw your smoke bomb to weaken them. Remember that when you pick up orbs, you'll gain Devour, and kills with it grant grenade energy and extend its duration. Also, the Manticore charges up with each hit on the ground and expends charges while airborne for added damage, with airborne kills granting damage resist. You don't need to be high in the air for other adds to shoot at you, so just do a short jump and you're set. This video took a bit longer to make because of some added workload that I took on. There's going to be more videos out soon, so I hope you take a liking to this one. Thanks for watching and happy farming.